Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to do a video on the app for the Tesla. Not many cars have apps for their cars. I have one for my GMC, but it doesn't do anything really other than start the truck and turn the alarm on and turn the alarm off, lock and lock the doors. But the Tesla app is a pretty amazing app. It can do a lot of things in your car. There's a lot of new things that have come out recently. As you can see on the screen, recently updated the app to 4.3.1. And so I wanted to kind of go through and show you what it can do. You may know some of these things, you may not know some of these things. I didn't know all of these things. And see if we can delve into the app a little bit. So join me today as we check out the app. So in the app, you could see at a glance, first of all, it's going to tell you the name of your vehicle. It's going to tell you the percent that it's charged, and it's going to give you a bunch of other things on the front page of the screen. But let's kind of go through each one, talk about them. And if you have any comments on these different features that you use or things that you think I missed, please make a comment down below and let me know what you think about the app. Again, I think it's the best app I've ever seen for a car, and so something I think it's a good thing to delve into. The first thing you notice on the screen is it shows your car. And one interesting thing about the car, I love this in the new app versus the older app. It's kind of like the car in the screen on your car. But if I open the door opens and pretty darn fast. But of course, I'm in the car, connected to the car. If I roll the window down, you'll see the windows open. Actually, it doesn't show that. Interesting. I thought it showed that. I wonder if I open the charge port, if the charge port opens. It does. It opened on the thing. So maybe the window's opening and I'm just missing it. So I kind of like the graphic. I like seeing the car. I think it's kind of cool. The next thing below it that you can see is there are a couple of quick tools or quick options, quick controls. And something that's new in 4.3.1 is if you hold down and click on one of those, it will bring up a customized control option, and then you can choose from a number of different controls down there to be on that screen, to be one of the 4 controls. For example, if I wanted HomeLink to be up there, I could just click on HomeLink, I could drag it up, and now HomeLink is up there instead of my trunk. So kind of cool. You've got the open the charge port, flashlights, honk horn, defrost car, start, sentry, summon, trunk, and vent. All of those things are options under the controls, but these are the quick controls. And I don't know, for some reason I like the trunk and the frunk. Obviously the front, because you need the front to get into the front. Either that or if you have the app for the watch, the Apple Watch, then you can do that as well. So then you can save that. That's kind of cool. Next thing down below are your audio controls. You can play the audio. And right now I was listening to a micro podcast. And so if I hit play,
told that what they're seeing,
I can play, I can stop, I can change the volume. So that's kind of cool. Even though if I'm in the car, it's easier just to do it there. The next thing is the control screen, and this is going to give you all of those controls more of in a graphic format. As you can see, I can open my front, I can open my trunk, I can lock and unlock the car, and then down below, I can flash the lights, honk the horn, start the car, or use HomeLink. So all of those same controls we saw on the other screen, just in one place. I think that's kind of cool. I usually use it for the front. Opening the front is the most I use it for, or unlocking the car. Let's look at the next screen, climate. I use this quite a bit, especially when it's hot. I live in Reading where it gets up to 100 degrees in the summer or more, sometimes 110. And I will use this when I'm in the store to turn on the climate in the car to cool the car down. Also, sometimes in the summer or in the winter, I'll use it to turn the heat seats on or warm the car up. So that is a pretty cool feature. You can see if I just click on the car seat, it just turned the car seat on. I'm going to get pretty hot here. You can see the breeze blowing, showing that there is climate on. And you can see down below, the option is to turn the climate off. So if you see on down below, that means it is off. If you see off down below, that means it's on. But the graphic of the air blowing kind of gives you that clue. One thing my wife loves to do is when I'm driving somewhere and in her car, she'll turn on and off the climate, and she'll turn on and off the heat seats. And the first time she did it, I was driving back on a trip from business trip, and all of a sudden the air went off, and it was hot. It was a hot day, and I'm like, it is getting hot. And then it came on and it went off. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's gonna be a problem with this car. I'm gonna have to schedule it for service. No, it was my wife sitting at home playing with the climate controls on her iPhone. So something to watch out for. If the climate changes unexpectedly, Could be your spouse playing with the phone. Also down below, you can see it shows the current interior temperature and the current exterior temperature. It is a little chilly out there right now for in California. 46 is cold. And if I scroll up a little bit, I can also see the defrost car option. So that wasn't there until I scrolled up, but that is there, as well as vent windows. So all of those things are under climate, and they're pretty handy. It's nice to have that preconditioning when you're sitting at home and you want to get the car ready, or you're sitting in the store and you want to get the car ready. Next thing down below, location. I believe this uses Apple Maps, but it can show you where you're at. It can also change, it's like an Apple map. You can change the different types of maps. Let's go back out. I can look at the driving, I can look at transit, I can look at satellite, I can do all of those things just like I want to in my Apple Maps. And let's see here. I want to go back out. And now it's stuck. There we go. Oh, it took me actually into Apple Maps. That's why. So I use this sometimes to see where my car's at, just to make sure, what's going on. My wife does it to see where the car's at. Did he take the car today? So it's a useful feature, but I don't use it a ton. Next thing up, we have Summon. And that is something I also don't use very often. In fact, my son-in-law last night, we went to dinner, said, "Hey, summon the car." And I was probably 50 feet away. And it basically backed the car up and said, "It's ready." And I was still 50 feet away. So I think a lot of it depends on your GPS coordinates, how accurate the GPS coordinates are. You can see right now it's got a pretty big circle, so I don't think it's super accurate. But it does see I'm within 4 feet. And it allows you to either just back the car up or pull the car forward, which are these two little arrows on the bottom, or it will actually allow you to summon the car to where you're at. I don't know. I'm still kind of leery about doing it. I've seen videos where people do it. I just don't feel the need to do it, especially in a busy parking lot where I worry about other people and what they might do around the car, but something I might play with in a future video. So that's your summon. If you go down below, then you've got schedule. And this is something that I do use to have the car ready for when I'm going to take off for the day. So if you can see down below, there's departure and there's charge schedules. The preconditioning is what I like to do. I like to basically set the precondition to weekdays at 6:30. And what that will do is when I get into the car, it's actually going to, before I get to the car at 6:30, it's going to wake the car up. It's going to get the temperature up to what the car should be. And it's going to make sure the battery is charged to the level I've set by that time. So at 6:30, I'm ready to go. I can hop in the car. It's going to be the temperature I've set. The battery's going to be charged to where I wanted it set, and I'll be ready to go. I like that. We also have down here off-peak charging. As you can see, we don't have that problem in where I live. I live in the city of Redding. It's 15 cents a kilowatt hour all the time. Doesn't matter, day, morning, noon, night. Who knows, someday that may change. And in fact, if the outskirts of Redding, people have PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, and they do have different charges for different hours. But being in the city at 15 cents a kilowatt hour, I don't really need to worry about that. But that is something you can do so you can make sure the car is charging during those off-peak hours and getting you less cost to charge your car. So, and then over on the charge side, again, you have scheduled charging, same type of thing. It's going to charge during the off-peak hours, and you can tell when to start charging. So again, I don't deal with that. Mostly I just use the precondition because I like to have that car ready to go when we're ready to go. Moving on down, security. Now, this is a relatively new thing. I've seen some videos on it, but I don't know if everybody else has seen it. But under Sentry Mode, you can see there's a new little button that says View Live Cameras. So if I click, first of all, I have to have Sentry Mode on to do this. But if I click on View Live Cameras, it actually is going to pull up a feed. Okay, it's supposed to pull up a feed. Maybe because I'm in the car. Well, normally what that will show you, probably when you're not sitting in the car with the phone connected to Bluetooth, I probably would need to leave the car, and I'll do that here right now. Okay, so the car is right behind me, right there. I walked away from the car and it locked. As you can see, up on the phone, there I am. You can see me walking around, looking at you, looking at the car. And then if I walk away, A little delay, you can see me walking away. See if I go to the right side of the car. Okay, there is the right side of the car. Now, don't want to get too close because I don't want to unlock it, but let's see if I can walk by the pillar on the right. Oh, it says poor connection. Okay, well, oh, there I am. And let's go to the back. Oh, there I am walking around the back. So you can see anybody walking around your car and see what they're doing. Let's walk to the left. Oh, there I am on the left. So pretty cool how it can actually record and watch what's going on. I can also honk the horn. I can turn it off, and I can turn and flash the lights, and I can say something. Hey, get away from the car. It will actually put that on the outside speakers. So pretty cool. So that's the live view. I think it's kind of cool if you're not near your car and you want to see what's going on around your car, especially if you get a security alert that somebody's messing with your car. You can actually look and see what's going on around your car. So very helpful feature. You can also see down below, you can honk the horn and flash the lights. And you can also use audio to say, get away from my car. That's that little button that's kind of grayed out right there because I'm back in the car. So very helpful feature if you want to see what's going on in your car and scare people away, just in case someone's breaking into it. Also Valet Mode, that's something that you can use to limit the features in your car. If you have the car going into valet, you don't want them to be able to get into the glove box or speed limits, you can set the valet mode and set a pin, so you have to have a pin to get out of valet mode. That way when you give them the key to your car, you don't have to worry about them doing something with your car that you don't want done with the car. And then speed limit mode you can set, so if you don't, like, you want your kids to drive the car but you want them to drive too fast, you can actually set the speed limit mode, which we haven't done that as well. Upgrades kind of is the Tesla store in your app. You can actually get software upgrades, which the only thing we haven't got is the acceleration boost. It's very tempting, but 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds is pretty darn good. I don't know if I want to pay $2,000 to go to 4.3. Who knows? Maybe someday I will, but right now, not something I feel like we need to do. Then you've also got a tab for subscriptions. I have all the software subscriptions because we purchased full self-driving when we bought the car. If we hadn't, we would see there would be a subscription for full self-driving beta. And then also the Tesla store is there. And the Tesla store is also down here, so you can actually go in and buy accessories for your car right in the app. And manage, looks like that's going to tell me what I have active right now. So I can see that I have premium connectivity. It expires this month because it's going to be 1 year anniversary of purchasing the car. Shows that I have autopilot included and full self-driving included. So that's all on there, and there's no inactive upgrades on my car. So that's a way to see what you have going on. Finally, there's a service tab. And the service tab is kind of cool because you can request service right in the app. You click on request service, you talk about what type of thing you need done to your car, and it's actually going to start that service appointment with Tesla. And if you don't know, that's the only way to schedule service is through the app. You don't call up the service center and say, hey, I want to bring the car in. You have to use the app. So that's the best way to do it. But also, I like how it's got the history, and I've only taken it in once. I had some minor adjustments when we bought the car to make, and it actually has the history of that service in there. It shows the invoice, it shows the messages back and forth between me and the service rep. So that's kind of cool that it keeps that history right in the iPhone. Also has video guides if you want to look at anything about your car, things that Tesla come out with. You can look at those type of things, how to use your keys, how to set up the touchscreen, all that good stuff. And then the owner's manual is accessible also from right from inside the app. So, and that takes me back to the final thing, which is roadside assistance. Again, kind of like service. If you're stuck somewhere, you can put down what your issue is: flat tire, car will not drive, charging, other, and you can schedule roadside assistance for them to come and help you. I've never had to do that, thankfully. There's also roadside assistance support in there. Talks about what type of support you have on roadside assistance. So something that can give you some more details on that. So that is about it. Let's scroll down to the bottom. Also shows what type of vehicle you have, your VIN, your mileage, all of that's on there. So a pretty helpful little app. I don't know if I said at the beginning, but it also shows, it shows the percentage that you're charged at. If you click up into the top there, you can get into your profile. You can look at things such as your name, your home, information, all of that stuff. And we'll get into that right now because I'm on a video. It's a pretty cool app. I probably don't use it as much as I should. With some of the improvements, especially with viewing the live cameras, I am using it more and more. But it's amazing what you can do with this car, not only in the car, but with the app for the car. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Next video I should have coming up is another trip video. And after that, I have some other plans for the future, as I've mentioned before. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and it helps the channel grow and it helps to get visibility on YouTube. So it's free, doesn't cost anything. Just click that subscribe button, click the like button on the video, and comment down below if you've got features that you use on your app. Tell me about it. If you don't use your app ever, tell me about that too. I'm curious as to what everybody else uses the app for or doesn't use the app for. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.